Okay, a friend asks you, how are you? You want to say, I'm fine, but you don't know. You know that is untrue. You are in the pain, but you don't know how to express it. Or your friend said, I'm fine, but you know that is something is not is wrong with her or him. So you want to help, but you don't know what to do and how to start it. So our topic today is about mental disorder. Okay, my name is Nur Atikah binti Mazanuddin with the matric number 197980.
My name is Nurahirina binti Kamaruddin and my matric number is 199140.
And my name is Nur Izzah binti Mashum, matric number 19920.
Okay, we are from group 140. So this is our table of contents. So first of all, what is mental disorder? Okay, mental disorder is same like physical health. Mental also have a different range of mental health, which is from the state of wellness into the state of illness. So mental disorder are affected by our mood, think and behavior. So in the past 5 years, people are afraid to talk about mental disorder. Why? This is because they have a stigma that say mental disorder is something cannot be treated, and a person who get a mental disorder are actually crazy. So this stigma are totally wrong, which is mental disorder one type of disease actually. So studies show that mental disorder actually can be treated. So mental illness is something that is nothing to be ashamed of. It is a medical problem actually, which is just like a heart disease and diabetes. So we have to break the stigma and talk about mental disorder. So when we see at this picture, we can see that there are a lot of mental disorder in this world. For example, stress, phobia, panic, depression and so on. And okay, we can see this video first for you to get more understand about mental disorder. So our focus today is about type of mental disorder. So there are 4 types of mental disorder, which is eating disorder, anxiety disorder, mood disorder and psychotic disorder. So let's move to our first point, which is eating disorder. There are three main causes that leads to the eating disorder, which are environmental factor, biological factor, and physiological factor. In environmental factor, a person who get eating disorder actually getting stressed by their environmental itself. For example, some profession or career needs the person to be a thin or to lose weight, such as ballet and in modeling. And in biological factor, a person who get eating disorder sometimes actually they are inherited by the family history. So when they have a family who before this have a eating disorder, so the person maybe have a eating disorder by their family. So next, besides irregular functions of hormone are also the biological factor that cause to the eating disorder. And lastly, in physiological factor, person with the eating disorder tend to have a negative minded, with such as that they are actually in the normal BMI, but in their mind actually they are in the obesity weight. So the next is symptom of eating disorder. So we are identified that there are 4 symptoms of eating disorder. Firstly is chronic diet. A person with the chronic diet is actually that a person is eating disorder, actually they have take the imbalance of diet, which is for a normal person we have to take more carbohydrate and then followed by fiber and protein, and lastly is a fat. But with the person eating disorder, they tend to eat more fiber compared to the other else like carbohydrate and protein. And next, person with the eating disorder is worried about weight and body shape, like what I said just now in the psychological factor. There are person with the eating disorder actually they are negative minded about themselves. They actually always think that they are getting fat, even though they are actually in the underweight. So next is constant weight fluctuation. When the person get the imbalance of diets, like they always eat more fiber, so they will get constant weight fluctuation because of their body have low contents of fats. And lastly, person with the eating disorder are too obsessed with the fats in food, like when they go to some ceremony or like what, they tend to not eat the food with the fats because they can think that the fat will make them become more obese. And okay, for the example of eating disorder, these 2 examples are actually the most familiar of eating disorder, such as anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. For the anorexia nervosa is they are significantly underweight, but while the bulimia nervosa is they are actually normal weight or overweight. But in the anorexia nervosa, they are a little of food or not the imbalance of food. But with the bulimia nervosa, they eat a large of food, but after that they will vomit the food back. So the medical symptom of anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa is, in the anorexia nervosa, they tend to have weakness because they are lack of energy, and then the nutritional deficiencies and low blood pressure. And in bulimia nervosa, there are weakness also because the food that they eat is not digest first, but they are vomiting and they are in the dehydration, and they have a problem with the mouth and throats. Okay. That's all for the eating disorder. We move to the next one.
So next is anxiety disorder. Experience anxiety in normal life. In normal life is a part of our daily things. But people with anxiety disorder will have frequently and persistent excessive anxiety in their everyday activities. So anxiety is actually the most common mental disorder in our society because 50 million adults have social anxiety disorder, and globally 24.9% adults suffer from anxiety. But actually anxiety is highly treatable, but only 36.9% have been treated. Since the one who have untreated, they doesn't get the best treatment. So being famous doesn't mean you can't be free from anxiety. So these are some famous celebrities with anxiety disorder. As you can see in this picture. Okay, so these are some risk factors to anxiety. First, the fear of failure. They tend to be more worried when about failing in things that they do. And then next point is because negative life such as takes drugs and alcohol, since it can trigger the anxiety in the people's body. And next is financial difficulty. And the last one is family history. Family history is like the people have a traumatic event that happened during their childhood, or something that he or she have been abused by their parents itself and others. So if anxiety disorder is untreated, it can lead to suicide, low self-esteem, and also brain damage. Okay, so we go to the third type of mental disorder, which is mood disorder. Mood disorder is when the people have a serious change in mood. He suddenly feels sad, but then in the blink of eye, he feels happy. Okay, so mood disorder, that can cause distraction of their life activities. Okay, this is some type of mood disorder such as bipolar disorder. As you can see, the kids feel sad but then feel happy. And then so this it shows that the people with mood disorder, it cannot concentrate on a work only. It feel like that since they cannot control their emotions, they cannot also concentrate on things that they can do. And then that is some other example. And as you can see, this child cannot concentrate on what they want to do. She's build Lego block. Okay, and mood disorder, we can also affect the patient behavior, physical, and also social relationship. And okay, so this is the example where people have mood disorder such as major depressive disorder and bipolar disorder. It can lead to depression. When it has depression, it have many side effects. Some of the side effect is people with depression, they tend to die 25 years sooner than people who have normal and healthy lifestyle. And also, people with depression, it can affect their relationship with family and friends, because family and friends are the one who situation that can affect the relationship. So last, if we want to see the sincere, happy, smiling face again in people around us, we should make the people with mental disorder to seek treatment from psychiatrists, because since they are the one who is more professional in this field, so they can give the best advice how to control this mental disorder, and also get emotional support from friends, from lecturer, and the most important is from our family itself. And last, get the therapy. Therapy is doing the things that we love to do, such as reading, go travel, or eating. Okay, that's all. So we go to the last type of mental disorder, which is psychotic disorder.
So, last but not least of the disorders is psychotic disorder. So before I get any further into this topic, psychotic disorder is a severe mental disorder that causes abnormal thinking and perception. So these people may behave strangely. So they may hear voices, even see things that don't exist. For example, people with a psychotic disorder may hear voices when they are alone, or even see people, loved ones that have died. So they may experience hallucinations, which are hearing or seeing things that are not real, or they may experience delusions, which are believing things that are not true. So for example, schizophrenia is a type of psychotic disorder. So these people have a flat effect. A flat effect is basically they have reduced expression via facial expression or any movements. So they also have a movement disorder where they maybe have shivering or have a constant need to move around. So, like Atika said, mental disorder or any mental health is nothing to be ashamed of. But it has come to light that many people that have opinion that people suffering from mental health is people that we should stay away from. But we have to be in their shoes to experience what they feel. So people with psychosis says it feels like you are not safe in your own house sometimes. They feel betrayal. Your feelings went away. They're not, how do I say this? They feel like they're alone. But they are not alone. We have to make sure that they feel that these feelings are not wrong. So psychotic disorder causes a person to lose contact with reality. So they experience delusions or hallucinations. It often begins when a person is in his or her late teens or mid-20s. This is because as teens or late teens in people between the ages of 18 to 20, they tend to bottle up their feelings. This is because maybe they don't want their families to worry about their studies, or they have an issue in their family, or they even have an issue with their friends. So they tend to keep their feelings in. But these are the reasons why psychotic disorder or psychosis occurs in people in the late teens to mid-20s. So as you can see from here, deterioration happens at 20. So this is when the period of when they feel like they're alone. So being alone takes a toll on someone's life. So when they are alone, they have these voices. These voices are basically, they feel like these voices are their friends. But sometimes these voices are not a good influence to them, so they tend to go overboard. So let me end by saying this, that our mental health is something that we should take care of, because you are more than your illness. So meet a psychologist if you need help. Always think positive and keep calm. And in the words of a writer, Clive Staple Lewis, you can go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending.